So Doctor Who made its latest comeback with David Tennant, Catherine Tate and RTD. What could have possibly gone wrong? Well, before we get there, let's just take a look at what Doctor Who used to be like.
One day, I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine.
Marie, I'm in the sick bay. You're not fit yet.
Not fit. I'm the doctor.
No, Doctor. I'm the doctor, and I say that you're not fit.
You may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor. The definite article, you might say.
Look.
What are you waiting for?
Just touch these two strands together, and the Daleks are finished. Have I that right?
To destroy the Daleks, you can't doubt it.
But I do.
You must come and live with us.
We cannot live with you. You're different. You've got no feet.
Who is this man?
That's just what I was wondering. Very skinny. That is proper skinny. I've never seen it from the outside. It's like a special effect. Oi! Ha! Matchstick man.
Doctor, what is it?
Well, Bessie.
I'm only a humble curator. I'm sure I wouldn't know.
Then where is it?
Where is it indeed? Lost.
Shh. Perhaps. Things do get lost, you know. Now you must excuse me. I have a lot to do.
This is the exciting bit.
What's exciting?
Let's see what's outside.
Look out!
So that's what Doctor Who used to look like. Now let's have a look at what happened in Series 10, when things really started to go downhill with the propaganda, with the agenda. Take a look.
Lucius, right, yeah, listen, there's, something I should explain.
What?
This is probably just a really difficult idea. I don't like men that way.
What, not ever?
Nah, not ever. only women.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I got it. You like Vitus, then?
What?
He only likes men.
Some men. Better looking men than you, Lucius.
I don't think it's narrow-minded. I think it's fine. You know what you like.
And you like both?
I'm just ordinary. You know, like men and women.
Well, isn't this all very modern?
Hey, not everyone has to be modern. I think it's really sweet that you're so restricted.
Cheers.
We can be friends, though. It did save your life. That means we're friends forever.
Yep, so this is a complete joke. It's awful writing. It's so on the nose. It's arrogant. It's presumptuous. And it's not for children. This is not for children. How many times do we need to say, leave the children out of this stuff? But when you start putting this in Doctor Who, and kids are watching it, you're propagandizing this stuff. You're forcing it down their throat, and you're forcing them to ask questions of their parents, which their parents are the ones teaching them about this kind of stuff. We don't need to be lecturing our children on BBC written TV shite from a lesbian's point of view. Okay? Let's just not do that. If you want to do a separate program about sexualization and all that stuff, fine. Put it on at 10 o'clock at night, not for children. Fine. Go and do a program. Stop putting it in fucking Doctor Who. This is the problem. You're putting it in anything that you think children will watch. That's called grooming. Whether you like it or not, BBC, Russell T Davies, David Tennant, that is grooming 101. You start with children. If you want to propagandize your own children, go right ahead. Do not force it down other people's children's fucking necks. You think everyone thinks the same? They don't. Okay? They don't. Let parents decide what their children need to hear and see. It's not your job. You wouldn't want me coming around knocking on your door saying, right, I deserve an hour of your children's time so I can teach them about straight people, how it should be in the world. If I did that, you wouldn't like it, would you? So why are you doing it to our children?
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Retard alert is right, isn't it? I mean, look at this woman's reaction. It is pathetic. It is so cringe. With RTD and his big cheesy grin behind it all, it is so on the nose and cringe. And that's just the beginning of this interview. Wait till you see what happens.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Vicky.
You know, speechless. You know what? I feel like sometimes you hear the news, you see the news, and it's like, yeah, that's a thing that's happening to someone. But this really, I felt it in my stomach when I saw the Doctor Who news.
So basically what she's saying is she felt something in her stomach. Well, that can only be one or two things: a period, food poisoning, or the agenda that's driving her little career, you know, because probably she got this job because she's black. Probably. She's on the red carpet right there with a gay black man and a gay white man, and who knows what she is. I don't know what Vicky is. She could be anything as far as I'm concerned. But the bottom line is, this is nothing but a load of old propaganda shite. She felt it in her stomach like it was the changing of the world. It's absolute nonsense.
Means the world. How's your day been? What a day.
It's been emotional. Yeah. It's been emotional. I was just saying, I woke up crying, and then I started dancing, and then I was just like, it's just, but I'm glad that it's finally out. And
It's really celebratory because TV has meant more than ever, I think, over the last year, the last couple of years. What has it meant to you?
I have just loved seeing the strides taken in terms of representation, and I think like there's a lot more that we can do. There's a lot being done.
Yeah,
there's a lot of wonderful things being done. I have just loved seeing the strides taken in terms of representation, and I think like there's a lot more that we can do. There's a lot being done.
The strides you're talking about were made in the 60s. This is 2023. Grow the fuck up, man. What are you talking about? There's black people, gay people in everything now. It's not enough. That's your problem. You want to see it at the forefront of everything. Regardless of what it does to the story, regardless of what it does to the fans, which is more important than you. It's fucking ridiculous. You are an absolute numbskull if you really think this is good for TV. But I know you three here think that way. You actually think this propaganda, this narcissistic view of the world is good for everybody. It's not, Shooty. It's absolute bullshit. And kids are watching this. You are an example to children. If you're telling me that your example to children is that there should be black gay men leading all roles in Doctor Who or TV or represented in everything, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Doctor Who was never about that. It's about a man in a box going on adventures. It's not about whether you're gay. It's not whether you're black, Asian, Indian, Chinese. And you're going to spin this around and say, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Because it was fucking written that way, Shooty. That's why it matters. It wasn't written that way. It wasn't written gay. It wasn't written LGBTQXF. It was not fucking written that way. But you're now twisting it. You're twisting all these franchises to suit your fucking weird narrative that children at school should be educated by people like you, Russell, and Vicky here. You know, the strides that we've made, the fucking strides. Are you kidding me? You're regressing society by years. You've taken 30 years off this fucking world now, on worldview, because you're forcing this shit into entertainment when it doesn't need to be there. If it's there naturally, if the best actor on this hiring Doctor Who was a gay black man, no one would give a shit. But that's not what happened. You deliberately, Russell, hired a gay black man because that's your fucking agenda and you're going to write it into the show. And anyone who thinks any different is fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid and naive, because the world is not like that now. Look at TV adverts. Look at the world we live in. Look at anything entertaining now. Just look at it and be honest with yourself and say to yourself, right, all these people were hired because of their talent. Get fucked.
But yeah, just seeing the diversity on screen has been great, and pushing that is, yeah.
I feel like we've all got a lot bolder with the messages and the conversations that we're opening up using TV, via TV.
Yeah.
I feel like we've all got a lot bolder with the messages and the conversations that we're opening up using TV, via TV.
See, she says here they've got bolder with the messaging. Yes, they have. It's in fucking everything. Every advert, every program now, pretty much, has got this shit in it. Even the good ones. Even the good ones. I mean, Cobra Kai, I love that series. They still slip it in here and there. You know, they do. Because they're trying to appease certain people. It's still far better than any of this other shite that's out there. It's written well. And they just skate around the surface of it. They don't force it down your neck like these people. Doctor Who was doing that. Moffat was doing that. Russell T Davies, when he first brought the show back, was doing that. And people didn't care. This is now ham-fisted. This is now ramming it down your throat. Oh, pronouns. I mean, Doctor Who being lectured on pronouns. Seriously? I mean, grow the fuck up. Just grow up. You're destroying the character because this guy has been around the universe a million zillion times and now he's confused about how to address an alien. Give me a fucking break. It's pathetic. But this whole red carpet scenario is nothing but propaganda. Propaganda for a message that we just don't need. It's bullshit.
To sell Channel 4 and has said that the BBC licence fee comes to an end in 2027. So, you know, you can have all your television programmes sponsored by Cadbury's, but they won't be as good.
So what's the message and what's the action? What do we do next?
So this lady here's saying this opens up conversations and opens up, you know, all kinds of stuff via TV, via movies. She's right, it does. What it opens up is a whole can of worms that she wants opened up because she works for the mainstream media. And all they want to do is open up a can of worms. They want to piss off all the fans. They're not interested in making a good product anymore. What they want to do is use this shite as a shield, as a cover for bad writing, bad programs, bad movies. They all do this now. They all say, "Oh, but representation. You're a bigot if you don't like it. You're you're a racist if you don't. You're a homophobe if you don't like." Get fucked. You're making shit stuff. Shit stuff doesn't get people to the cinema. It doesn't get people watching it on TV. It gets them watching old stuff. Right? That's why Doctor Who's got the base it has, because it's got a history, it's got a legacy of good, very good programming, very good writing. It's not full of this kind of shit. You people are not going to wake up until you don't have a program. I'm convinced you just don't care if you drive it into the ground, like you've done with Star Wars, like you've done with Star Trek. There's a load of franchises out there that you've killed off. Terminator is dead. You know, all these things you keep pushing this propagandizing narrative into, it's just insane. You know, not all white straight men are bad. And parents do not want their children being educated with this shit. Most of this stuff is for kids. So it's grooming. And these three are going to stand here and tell you this is good for society, that children are now asking the questions. Why is it good for them? Why is it good for them? Is it good because people like you want children to be confused about their sexuality? Why can't they grow up naturally without you pushing a fucking agenda? Oh, but you want to push heteronormative agendas. Get fucked. We've been doing this normality for centuries. This is not new. Your shit is new. And you're not letting it happen naturally. What you're doing is what I just said, forcing it into everything. And trust me, forcing stuff into entertainment turns people off in droves. And you've only got to look at the backlash on all this stuff. You know, it's written all over it. People can try and hide it. Rotten Tomatoes changes the way it works out things and the algorithm and all this stuff they do on YouTube now. All this stuff is to hide the truth. The truth is fans don't like it. A majority, a huge majority, don't like it. And you may not like that because it upsets your worldview. But that's just tough shit. That's the way it is. Heteronormative or not.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy. And Cece, congratulations, man. Thank
I mean, he's a Time Lord. He's literally an alien. They are an alien. And so, like, they can regenerate into anything and anyone. And, I mean, he's a Time Lord. He's literally an alien. They are an alien. And so, like, they can regenerate into anything and anyone, I don't know. I don't feel like anyone can kind of put themselves in those shoes. I certainly do. The Doctor is not from anywhere. It's like they don't fit in anywhere. And I think for marginalized people, they have been a real beacon of kind of feeling like seen in a way, or like they are someone that can help people escape, which I love. And what will I bring to the role? I don't know. Fabulousness. Russell's writing. I'm going to try to do Russell's writing justice.
The Doctor is full of optimism and hope with a fierce sense of right and wrong. They are clever and courageous. The Doctor doesn't carry any weapons, just a sonic screwdriver for fixing things and getting out of tricky situations. They're full of adventure, running towards danger, but when fatally injured, they can regenerate. So a new body, new face, but with a soul and a memory that carries generations of knowledge and experience. What more do you want? I would take my TARDIS to Africa. I would take my TARDIS to Nigeria, and I would love for the Doctor to meet the Orisha, which were a set of gods in Nigerian mythology, and I think that he'd have a lovely old time.
So Ncuti Gatwa here wants to go to Nigeria with the TARDIS. He wants to go and see some gods, the Ashira gods, I think he said they were called. I know what we should do in that episode. I've got a brilliant idea for you and Russell in Series 2. Why don't you do, or whatever series you're going to, I don't know what you're going to call it in this new Whovian world of yours, why don't you race swap those gods? Why don't you make them white? Wouldn't that be brilliant? So you make the Ashira from Nigeria white, and then see where you go, and make them straight. That'd be a change, wouldn't it? That'd be a nice change, wouldn't it? What do you think, Ncuti? Yeah? Sounds good to you? No, I bet it doesn't, because all you want to do, along with Russell, is race swap, sex swap, and do everything you can to fucking destroy this fucking universe. Okay, the 60th anniversary. Well, there's many people excited about this. I wasn't really one of them, because after the Timeless Children, I'm afraid my love for the show had completely gone. But I had a look at it, and my God, it was worse than Chibnall's era. It was horrifically bad. David Tennant should be embarrassed, but I know he isn't, because he's all for it. He's all for this agenda-driven nonsense. He's all for this constant sexuality-driven shit that literally pours out of their mouths at every chance they get. This is supposed to be a kid's show. Let's not forget this. So it's horrific. It's horrifically bad. And, you know, when you look at it, when you look at how cruel and sadistic they are in this, all about trans allegory that runs through this entire thing. I mean, this is a 20-year-old guy dressed up as a girl, and we're all supposed to, by the end of this episode, reaffirm that women are the answer to everything, but a man dressed up as a woman is also the answer to everything. Well, go figure that one out, because that's the most stupid bit of writing I think I've seen. It's just insanity. It's insane. You expect children to watch a 20-year-old man playing a 15-year-old man who's trans and expect people to take the show seriously. It's ridiculous. They berate David Tennant, the 10th playing the 14th Doctor in this. And David Tennant's not great in this. It's okay, but it's nothing to write home about. At best, this is a mediocre performance. If you're looking at his performances as Doctor Who, there's nothing spectacular about it at all. It's nothing. It doesn't feel like an anniversary special. It feels like a mid-season, written episode that's got loads of agenda in it, which it didn't have before. So you can't let it go. You can't let it pass. They want to let it go at the end of the episode, but you can't. As a Doctor Who fan, when you watch this, all you're seeing is man bad, girl good, and it's insane how far they've pushed this. And there's people applauding this nonsense. It's terrible. And then we go on to the wheelchair. 5 minutes ago, you've got RTD, Russell T Davies, saying you can't show anybody evil in a wheelchair or anybody in a wheelchair being evil. But you can show someone with rockets in a wheelchair and darts killing people. Well, Russell, I might want to remind you that killing people isn't that bad. Blowing things up, not so bad. I mean, I don't know. Where's your spectrum for bad and good? Seems to be a kind of retarded view of the world where you, as a gay man writing this shite, thinks he has the, the pulse of every normal person out there. Trust me, mate, you don't. What you've done is horrific. And I mean, can you get any more one-sided than what you've done over the last, few short weeks, few short months? I mean, your red carpet interview, absolutely horrific. You are so political now. I don't know what's happened to you. You weren't like this in 2005, or were you? Were you? This was what you were hiding. This is what was being kept under control. Well, not anymore, Russell. The gloves are off. You've done a fab job of destroying your legacy by retconning the show the way you do. You and Chibnall are in the same boat now. You're horrific, both of you. Should never be let near Doctor Who. And when this fails, which it is now, and will always fail with you in charge, we're just going to sit here and watch it burn. So final thoughts on Doctor Who? I'm afraid it's dead. For all those super fans like myself out there, it's dead. It's just full of agenda now, and it's lost all its charm. And I won't be watching it anymore, I'm afraid. Only to take the piss.
What happened to the child?
Child is you.
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?